the biggest thing that kids struggle with, contextualizing time. Out of all the things we talked about, if on my parting shot I can inject something into you, it would be one thing. For you to feel the way I feel right now about 43 years old. When I was 22 and I started working at my dad's liquor store, my cousin Bobby worked there. He was 30. When I walked in that first day at 22, and I'd worked with him since I was 14, I thought he was so fucking old. I thought that motherfucker was so old. So sitting in this room right now, knowing how you feel about 43 at 20, 21, 22, it makes me laugh. Because like, I could literally, like, how old are you?
21.
Great. My mom was 41 when I was 21. I'm 43. Like if I was from the old country, there's a great chance that I could be your dad. You know, like I come into here and I'm like, I'm older brother, right? But like, it's like now getting into like dad territory, right? Meanwhile, I feel like I'm exactly one of you guys on some real shit.
Mentally?
Yes.
Yeah, your energy is the same.
I feel way more similar to you than I do to a 43-year-old other person. You know, like way more. I probably know way more about stuff that's cool than you guys do by the nature of my business, not because I actually live it. But the punchline is, if you knew that, if you actually knew how much more time you had, if you could context how uncomfortably young you are, if you guys could understand that you're part of a generation that means you're gonna live four more full lives. From the day you were fucking born to right now, you're gonna do that 4 more times. If you can contextualize that, if you could contextualize the blessings you guys have, that you don't live in a culture where you're expected to be married at 25 and have a kid at 26, that there's normalcy created around the fact that you can go and have a 20-year career and then start your family if you chemically or intuitively or culturally or internally want that for yourself. We are being so confused by the macro media landscape and the political landscape. It has never been a better time to be alive in the history of the world. The biggest thing that kids struggle with, contextualizing time. Out of all the things we talked about, if on my parting shot I can inject something into you, it would be one thing. For you to feel the way I feel right now. That's not fucking entrepreneurship I look up to. That's fucking disgusting horse shit. There's such a fundamental difference between exploitation of massive negative situations and hardcore flipping entrepreneurship. So many articles written about people hoarding hand sanitizer and wipes and things of that nature and flipping it, and I see a lot of people tagging me, and I just wanted to address this. When there is a global pandemic, when people need things and you hoard them to flip them on eBay and Amazon and exploiting people's fear to make fucking money, that's garbage. That's not fucking entrepreneurship I look up to. That's fucking disgusting horse shit trying to exploit, selling on fucking fear, whether it's politics or diseases or pandemics, selling on fear is fucking the worst. Anyway, hope there's no confusion. Like, listen, it's one man's opinion. I'm not casting judgment, but there's a lot of ways to quote unquote make money, to find arbitrages that don't result in trying to hoard up against people's fear. Let me just remind everybody, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Let me just remind everybody, how you make your money is more important than how much you make.
Hey everybody, I've got a screaming candy deal today for Yummy Text. But first, I'm Jared Smith. I'm the founder and owner of Shotwell Candy Company, a little candy company located in Memphis, Tennessee that I started in my house about 8 years ago. I was a lawyer.
That's not fucking entrepreneurship I look up to. That's fucking disgusting horse shit. There's such a fundamental difference between exploitation of massive negative situations and hardcore if you use this time that we've interacted, this time, to understand that any level of self-doubt or insecurity that you have in your head.
Something I struggle with a lot is self-doubt, you know.
From the parents.
Not just that, but I put it on myself. Like a lot of it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. This is the number one mistake that everybody thinks. Everybody thinks that they put their own self-doubt on themselves. It's actually not how it works. Outside forces got into your head and then made you self-doubt. You think it's your voice. Nobody's voice hates them in the beginning. It's a voice that's been implanted in you, either in the beginning from your neighborhood, an outside force, often parents. And so where people get really fucked up is they think like when I talk about like don't listen to the Joneses, they're like, fuck, you know, I don't care about other people. It's that I shit on myself. And I'm trying to get people to understand, you're not shitting on yourself. You've taken on the voice of somebody from the outside. Right. You weren't born with like, I hate me. You've taken on the voice of somebody from the outside. It's very important that you understand this. I'll tell you why. It gets a lot easier if you actually believe it and understand it, because then you can understand it versus laying there and being like, why do I hate myself? You know what I mean? You don't. Somebody implanted their insecurities on you. I believe that the two of us should never doubt ourselves. Why? Like, I don't understand. Like, go do and deal with like, I think I suck at most things, but I need to go find that out for myself, not do it because I'm worried about somebody judging me on my failure. More importantly, listen to me, this is binary. You need to act, if you use this time that we've interacted, this time, to understand that any level of self-doubt or insecurity that you have in your head is literally been put inside of it, and it's not you doing it to you, it will change your fucking young life. That's the only way change happens.
I teach 3-year-olds, and my struggle is I am suffocated in the middle of a school system,
of course,
as a whole, and parents who expect their children to go to a university that in 10, 15 years will not exist.
It's
so I feel like
crazy.
I already understood that. First, because I follow you.
Yes.
And second, because I know my shit. I studied a lot. I have a master in education. But I know I'm doing my job wrong because I'm preparing them to a future that will not exist.
Correct.
And I do not know how to convince my parents or a school that kids,
you can't.
They are being
You can't.
suffocated.
You can't.
How can we do that?
There's only two ways you can change things.
Yeah.
Create another system or publicly shit on the current system.
As a teacher,
you're not going to be able to do that.
Yes.
So you should
what
quit.
I'm trying now.
Quit.
That's why I'm
Quit.
here. I'm trying
Quit.
to open this new view.
Good.
Because it's not about, because I cannot help the world just by helping my 9 kids.
Of course.
But
well,
I could
be
try.
careful. Be careful.
Not only, I
Be
want
careful.
to help more.
Be careful. That's
Yes.
fine. But let me tell you something. I'm a little bit different on that one.
Okay.
Like, the reality is we can't all boil the ocean.
Uh-huh.
If you change 9 kids' lives,
Yeah.
I do believe that you can change the world. I really believe, especially if you get lucky enough, if one of those kids builds a platform. The people that parented me, my circumstances, my story, I'm having a bigger impact. I'm only one person.
Yeah.
I'm not, it's going to take a lot more than me, but don't get crippled by the 9 people, because I actually think you can do a lot of good with 9 people. I think the problem is you're in a game where you can't do that.
Yeah. And it makes me very sad because I'm like you. I flunked 17 times in life. Yes. And I managed to have a master's degree. I started flunking in 4th grade, yes. And my teachers, they never believed me, which is actually good if you think about. I was never afraid of failing. Correct. Because I learned how to fail since I was 10.
The biggest issue we have is we're overprotecting children from failure.
Exactly.
It's why they don't know how to be grown-ups.
Yeah. And I just feel like somehow, even with 9 or a million, we should, everyone here, if you have a child, when you go to school, to enroll your child into the school, you were thinking about a future that you already know it does not exist.
That's easy for you and me to say, but do you know how much people love their fucking children?
Yes.
And do you know what happens when you really love something?
Uh-huh.
You become scared.
Yeah.
Parents parent with fear, not with optimism.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Do you think in the near future more teachers and more people, like, I don't know, like following you and following, if I come out with an Instagram to talk about this kind of things, do you think we will open a gate a little larger to have more people inside the educational system to change?
No. I
No.
was waiting for your sentence. You have to listen to me and listen to me careful. I was going with you. Mm-hmm. You know me. I usually like to jump in and answer, but I was listening.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as you said inside the system, no.
We have to break that.
Of course.
Okay.
That's the only way change happens.
Okay.
Everybody in the education system wants to be there.
Yeah.
Got it?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
I do not, but yeah, I get it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's the only way change happens.
I teach 3-year-olds, and my struggle is I am suffocated in the middle of a school system,
of course,
as a whole, and
Hey everybody, Andy Yoakum, founder of the Boardwalk Food Company here. Today I want to talk to you about a great deal we have for all the craft beer lovers out there at Yummy Text. I love craft beer, and to me, nothing goes better.
From that moment forward, it was switched.
No.
Yep.
So, God, I fuck with that. So
I'll never
that's who
forget
I
that.
am. Like, when somebody said you couldn't, it made it interesting.
Yep, I'll never forget that. Like, that was like the moment, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm with it. Like,